Hello everybody, welcome back. Today is a lazy Saturday for me, so I decided that it would be good to make a stitch and bitch video. As the winter is coming, I'm making a new scarf for myself. I'm knitting it. And the funny thing is, one of my friends, Jessica, is also knitting, and I discovered that she has a different style from me, so it's funny to know. Also, I'm reading She's Come Undone by Wally Lamb. I started reading this. I started reading this a couple of days ago and it's pretty good so far, so I'm really happy about it. But today is such a lazy day. It's Saturday, finally have some time to relax, so I said why not make a video. And the only thing that has been on my mind the past weeks, besides the university and besides my personal life, is the refugee situation. Especially in Europe, it's a huge topic, and I live in Hungary, and I live in the okay, the city that is the southest. It's called Szeged, and it is the biggest city bordering Serbia. So the refugees or asylum seekers are first coming here, and this is their first point in or entering European Union or Schengen region. So it's a pretty important city for this situation. It's been all over the news. And of course the opinions are divided. Some of my friends like welcome the refugees because they're coming from war zones, they're coming from poverty. Others say that Hungary is already in a very deep economic crisis. We cannot afford this. So of course there are divided opinions, but the situation is very is always in the media, so it's always on my mind as well. In addition, there was a fence built by the authorities. I don't know how they were thinking that this will stop the refugees. Like, put yourself into the position of a person that's been traveling for months and you found a fence, and what do you do? Do you say, oh, I think I have to go back, or you say, it's just a fence, come on. So there was a fence constructed, but still it's pretty intensely covered here, and it goes both ways. Like, media coverage shows angry immigrants that refuse to take help from the Red Cross because it has the sign of a cross and they are Muslim. Other immigrants are throwing the food or throwing the water, I don't know where. And then it goes both ways, showing that the policeman is treating them really badly in the refugees camp. It's basically a chaos, and everybody is posting and you have to believe them because they're videos, they're not writing about it. But then in your mind, like, I'm a simple person, I'm not involved as much in the refugee crisis, I'm a simple person. So in my mind, I just cannot understand what is good, what is bad anymore. Of course, it's a very critical situation, and I just hope that they will find some solutions. It seems that the European Union is struggling with this. Some countries are not willing to receive immigrants, some are more willing. So it's a whole debate on this subject. Also, me and my friends want to go and help at the volunteer at the receiving center here in Szeged. The thing is, I've been there several times at the train station. There's like a small place. The thing is, they already had the vital food, like sandwiches or bread or fruit or milk or whatever. So, like, there was no need anymore for these basic food. It's more needed of, like, just talking to people and supporting them, and then do actual volunteering or do actual packaging or bringing food. There is a pretty big group here, volunteers, that keep donating. Lately I noticed that there are more and more refugees coming, so we're probably gonna go back and help more because I think that they're a bit overwhelmed, even if the group is pretty active. But yeah, we're gonna go and do that so that we can see the the news or the situation from the actual people. Many of the locals are not disappointed. They feel disrespected because the refugees are jumping in their gardens, throwing garbage around, they're being nervous, they're shouting. So like imagine the locals in a small village, they're just feeling under attack. While others are much more welcoming, or they're much more open, they're inviting them in the house, they're giving them some water and stuff like that. So it's such a divided situation, and it's such a delicate situation that honestly I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna be, but I do know that I feel like lending a hand to a person that has been in a critical situation is never a bad idea. So me and my friends are gonna continue this. Of course, it's not all my friends. Some of my friends are just frustrated because they are also coming from very poor countries, and they went the legal way and they struggled by themselves. So they say, why is somebody else receiving more attention than me? I was struggling for years, I also lived on the street, la 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 la. So it is divided. But so that's the deal with the refugee crisis. I'm really curious to hear from you. Are you in Europe? Are you affected by the refugee crisis? How do you feel about it? Have you done anything to help, or you're just a little bit against it? Let me know. Write something. I'm curious to see what's the attitude around other countries besides what I see from the news, because I see from the news what the president declared. I want to hear from simple people. Also, in the US, I read that they're also receiving, I think, 10,000 refugees now. So I think it's a good thing. I don't know. You tell me. How do you feel? Is it a good thing or not so good? So let me know in the comments. I'm very curious to read from simple people just like me. So hit me in the comments, give me a thumbs up, and have a great weekend. I'm gonna go and finish this.